What is up, guys? Dylan here. I have been out of it for a while now, and I know it's Tuesday, and this isn't a Let's Play, this is a Pokemon battle, but what can you do? Maybe I'll throw a Let's Play up later. I haven't really decided on a next game yet, so that's pretty much why I'm not doing a Let's Play right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a battle. I've been playing NU recently, and I've been working out this NU team. It's been doing alright for me. It's not all the way done yet, but it's to a working enough order where I can record some battles with it and show you guys how it's coming along. Uses a lot of custom sets for NU, or if not the same, at least not the same EV spread and stuff. Um, and I don't know, it's been working out pretty well for me. I have this Volby is one hell of an annoyer. As you can see, my move set here, if my opponents don't play it well, then it can be a huge problem. But this Emboar should probably one-hit me, so I'm just going to drop a Toxic on it. Because it really is just made to, possibly do some messing around in the beginning of the battle, but beyond that it doesn't do too terribly much. After we get into the battle, it's not even worth having really, so I'm not too concerned about keeping. I'm gonna go ahead and Gardevoir here and go for a Psychic as he doesn't have any dark types, so it'll at least get some damage on something. I'm assuming that I'll outspeed. He goes into Musharna, and this is my 4 attacking expert belted Gardevoir, which many people don't see coming. It has really good coverage. He's gonna KO me with a U-turn though, as he outspeeds me with that however you say it, whatever. And it works really well as either wall breaking or some late game shenanigans. What do I want to go into here? I guess I'll go into Absol, and I assume that I will scare this thing out into what I'm not sure, probably Sock, because he would predict the Night Slash coming. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Psycho Cut. But I get a crit and take down that Musharna. Instead, I'm gonna go for a Sucker Punch here, do some heavy damage. This was a banded Absol, and it misses the choice band in times like this where it could really use it. I'm gonna go ahead and Regirock here because I'm sure that I can take a hit or two from Emboar. Curse up, see what he does. If I can take a couple. Holy shit! Never mind. I cannot take a couple hits. I like things like this. I'm still learning the meta, and I don't really know what carries what, and like things like Emboar I've only seen maybe once, and I've never used it in game or anything, so I hardly know anything more than its stats. Or its typing. Sorry, I don't really know its stats. I think that it's a pretty bulky. I don't know. I haven't been extremely responsible with looking these things up. Some of the Pokemon that I've seen more often I have, but a lot of them I have not. Like Sock, I wasn't sure if Sock had guts, so I had to look that up. And learned that it does not have guts, actually. I'm gonna go ahead into Golbat here because I kind of need to save Torkoal if I can, because it's the only attack I have on Golbat is Super Fang. So excuse me, I can't really rely on that to KO, because it just takes a ridiculously long time, unless there's a status like there currently is, that'll take down. So okay, so Sock, so he goes into Braviary here. I'm not really sure what he's gonna do. I'm gonna roost off the damage from whatever he does, and he goes for Frustration. So this is pretty much gonna mean game over for me because I don't have a status on anything else on his team, and he can pretty much just go for Frustration until I run out of roosts. Because I can't get a free switch into my Torkoal. So yeah, that's that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep rolling with it and do another battle, 'cause like I said, this is still a work in progress team, and it's been a long time since I've put any battles up, so I can do a couple. That's totally fine with me. I know that I have learned that Meganium is one annoying fucker to deal with, and that oh golly, the defensive sets are terribly hard, and it takes like 3 or 4 pokes for me to bring it down, because I don't have anything extremely powerful that it doesn't switch out on. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead with Volbeat. He goes into Skuntank, so I'm just gonna confuse Ray since I can't. Um, Toxic. He goes for a poison jab and gets the poison on me. Um, I'm gonna trick him to see. Yeah, so he has a black. He has the black sludge, and like I'm not too worried about losing Volbeat here. But there's nothing at all that I can do. So what? I think I may end up just switching out into Golbat. He goes for Pursuit though, predicting me to switch, and takes me down. Like I said, I wasn't too terribly worried about Volbeat though. I'm gonna go into Regirock here and go for an EQ, because that should do some heavy damage, and it does, and then he hits himself in confusion. I'm gonna Curse up here, as he's gonna try to Sucker Punch, so that's gonna end up being a decent move. He goes for a Taunt, so that I have to attack so that he can hit me with a Sucker Punch, but it's not going to do too much damage because Regirock has huge amounts of defense, and I'm running a custom Regirock set too. With my EV spread, I have max special defense and a little bit of the extra 4 in defense, since I have Curse to boost defense anyway, and it works pretty well because people usually don't think that Regirock is going to be a specially defensive Pokemon, so it can end up taking a hit or two specially defensive also. And I'm gonna Whirlwind this thing out because it's got a Sword Stance, and Samurots are pretty powerful down here, especially after a boost or two, and he does his Waterfall does do quite a bit of damage, so I'm gonna Roost that off here. Hopefully I can, as yep, his Solid Stone Edge misses. Luckily enough, I'm gonna go for a Super Fang, just to get rid of some health, and he goes into Probopass actually. I'm gonna taunt this Probopass so that it can't do its whole supporting deal. And then, I don't know if it's going to try to stay in or not, so I'm going to go for another Super Fang. But he does stay in and Volt Switch out instead of just straight switching, which saved half of something's HP, so that was a good move. And he goes into Cryogonal. I'm going to go ahead into Torkoal to take the probable Ice attacks, and he goes for the Ice Beam, so turns out okay. I'm going to set up my rocks, as I think he's probably going to switch, and he does go into Samurott. So I'll go back into Golbat, because I don't want this thing getting set up. I want to be able to Whirlwind it out of here if it does try to set up. I think that I took this much, like just about this much, yeah, 61, so I can just survive that. And he goes back into Probopass, so we'll be able to get a Roost up, and he's probably going to Thunder Wave? No, he goes for an Earth Power instead. Which is okay. I'm going to taunt him this turn so that he can't Thunder Wave me, and he's going to Volt Switch out. I was kind of really hoping that he went for the Thunder Wave that turn. In comes Samurott, and I'm going to Whirlwind in case he does try to set up a Sword Stance. He goes for the Aqua Jet instead, having none of that. I'm going to go into Gardevoir and go for a T-Bolt. Because I think that I can outspeed. I don't really know. Like, these are the meta things that I just don't know. So I'm going to go for a Focus Blast here, and as long as it doesn't miss, I should take down this Cryogonal. And he goes into Meganium, and I hate these things because they're so hard to kill, sorry. I hate these things because they're so hard to kill. I'm gonna go into Torkoal even though I have the Signal Beam because I know that that will scare this thing out and I can Rapid Spin off the Leech Seeds. The Leeched Seeds. The Seeds. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead into... What? Into what? Regirock can probably take a hit or two. As long as he doesn't Swords Dance. I'm going to Absol, I guess. And he does go for a Swords Dance. If he Aqua Jets, then he'll probably still KO, and he'll outspeed me and hit before my Sucker Punch. But if he goes for a Waterfall, then a Sucker Punch. He does go for the Waterfall, so I can take him down with the Sucker Punch. Luckily, because I'm pretty sure that an Aqua Jet would have KO'd. So I had to kind of guess what he was going to do, and guessed correctly. Yay! And he goes into Sock here, which is a pretty quick poke that I don't really want to. I don't want Absol to have to deal with, but I don't really have any need for Absol after this. He's got Probopass, which I can take down with almost anything, and Meganium, which I need Torkoal or Gardevoir for, because it's a pain. So I think I might just go ahead and sack Absol here out of lack of a better move, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, sack Absol, and get the switch into Gardevoir, and hopefully be able to KO with a Psychic. If he doesn't switch, he does go ahead and send him Probopass. I'm gonna go for a Focus Blast to take that down. And he's going to go into Meganium here, most likely. I'm going to go for a Signal Beam as he Leech Seeds up on me. And, no, he's outspeeding me, so he's going to recover himself before I can do anything. I'm going to go into, Torkoal and actually Will-O-Wisp, because I think he might switch, but he stays in, goes for the Toxic, so... this isn't the complete recovering Stally set. He goes for the Aromatherapy. I'm gonna go for a Fire Blast. I was really hoping that he sent in Sock when I went for the Willow, which I think he might now, actually, if I can cancel. No, I'm just gonna go for the Fire Blast, and he does go for the Seeds here, and that's doing enough that I should be able to KO this turn. If I hit, and I do. Sweet. So he's going to take me down with this Sock, but I should be okay to finish him off with Gardevoir, especially after the defense drop. As long as I can take one hit, a Psychic will KO, and I can, and... Oh, he has Sturdy. Oh, wow, I always forget about Sock having Sturdy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. He takes me down with the close combat, but can his close combat take down my Regirock? That is the question. I'm going to just go for an Earthquake so that it doesn't miss, and it cannot take me down. It only does 60%. Good game. He left before I can even say it, and that was that battle. So here, Thing challenged me. This will be the final battle here. I was talking to him earlier. He wanted me to do a narration of a battle with him. So, he's ready now, and I was in that battle. So, yeah, alright, here we go. I believe that he has a channel, and I will link it in the description. I forget what it's called, but I'm just going to go ahead and lead with Volbeat here. He goes into Magmortar. I'm going to Toxic Magmortar straight off the bat. Yup, I am recording. And then I'm going to Confuse Ray since he did not KO me with a Fire Blast. So I'm gonna trick off my Lagging Tail, and I end up giving it to Camera Up because he switches. I'm gonna go for a toxic here as he goes for the eruption to take me down. I'm gonna go into Regirock, which should probably scare him out, and I'll curse up. If he does stay, then I'll go for an EQ this second turn, but I can definitely take an EQ from him, and he does go into Vullaby. So I'm going to go for a Stone Edge here, hopefully it'll do a solid amount of damage, and it does a lot. But he gets a Toxic on my Regirock, which puts a timer on his life. Now I have to decide. I'm just going to go for a Drain Punch, assuming he's going to Roost, and he does, but the Drain Punch still does not KO. So I'm just going to continue to Drain Punch, and he goes into Musharna. Excuse me, so I'm going to go into Gardevoir because it counters Musharna pretty well and has the Signal Beam to do some heavy damage back at it. And we'll see what he goes into here. He stays in instead of leaving, goes for the Shadow Ball. And now we have to do the damage calcs game in my head. What chance does this Signal Beam have of KOing? Decent, I would say, so let's just hope for high damage, and we don't get it, so his Shadow Ball is going to KO me. I probably should have gone into Absol and just played it safe instead of going for the risky move there, but what can you do at this point? I'll go into Absol now, and just go for... Shoulda went into Absol, then... Better safe than sorry. And I'll just go for a Night Slash to get some damage on anything if he switches, but he doesn't. He stays, sacks the Musharna. We'll see what he goes into Meganium, which is just a pain. I'll go into Golbat and taunt it so that it can't do its whole thing. But he's actually going for the Petal Dance instead, but that didn't do too much, so I don't know what other attacks he'll have. I'm going to go for a Super Fang as he goes into Ursaring. I'm not sure if I can take a Facade. I should be able to because I'm physically defensive. So I'm just going to roost off some damage to stall out with that Toxic damage. So that does 70%. I'm at 29, so I can roost and take one more as long as he doesn't get a crit. Doesn't get a crit, and he doesn't. So if I roost again, he will KO. So I have to decide whether I want to sack Golbat or other. I'm going to go to Regirock because I may be able to take one, and I can actually a lot better than I was expecting. So I'm going to curse up here as he goes into Meganium, and I'm going to go for a Stone Edge, see how much damage it's doing, but he's just gonna KO me with a Petal Dance instead of letting those shenanigans happen. I'll go into Torkoal here and Fire Blast as he's locked into Petal Dance, but the Fire Blast misses. I will try again to Fire Blast. We'll see if he stays or goes. He does stay and go for the Toxic, just to make sure that I can't outstall him with this Torkoal. And he goes for the Aromatherapy, getting rid of all of the Toxics that he had on his team, which is bad news for me, because that was one of my few chances left of winning. So we'll see what he goes into now. I did not get my rocks up, so he can switch into Ursaring or Vullaby without them getting KO'd. But I'm going to try to set up rocks this turn so that only one of them can, because neither of them can take. Crappy. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when you when you change something and just forget to load after you do, and then you're stuck with something that you don't really want. I'm going to roost up here and hope that he doesn't go for an earthquake. And he does not. He goes for the eruption. I'm going to go for a super fang to get rid of, half of his health. And he goes for the earthquake, predicting me to roost. True, lol. And I'm going to whirlwind here. Hopefully he predicts me to roost again and goes for another earthquake, but he doesn't risk it. He goes for the stone edge. I'm going to go into absol here, and I'm going to have trouble with that mag mortar. I'm going to sucker punch, take down this Camerupt, and I think that the rocks will take care of the other two. He goes into mag mortar, though. I'm going to go for a sucker punch and cross my fingers. He goes into Vullaby, which goes down to the rocks, and into Ursaring, which goes down to the rocks, and back into Magmortar. I don't really know why he did that. I'm also not sure if I can outspeed and or take a hit from this Magmortar. Hopefully I'll be able to take one single hit. What would have... What would have been different? I don't understand what would have been different. I do outspeed and KO, and he burns me. But that was a good game. He misclicked, he says. I don't really see what would have been different. Just looking through, like, he wouldn't have been able to stall me out, and both of his things would have been KO'd. Anyway, alright, he wants a rematch, so we'll go ahead and do that, and this'll be it for the day. He goes into Camerupt straight off the bat. I'm going to trick him straight off the bat and encore him into those stealth rocks since he tries to set them up, and go for a Confuse Ray, thinking that he'll hopefully switch on this turn, and he does go into Magmortar. I will Toxic this Magmortar to get some residual on it. I know that he has the aromatherapy and that, it's not a guaranteed thing for the rest of the battle, but it's nice regardless. So I will go into Absol here and just go for a sucker punch straight off. Yeah, still am. But he's gonna KO me with a Fire Blast, so we go down 1 for 1. What is he going to go into? I'm gonna go into Golbat because it's a pretty safe poke to go into. He goes into Camerupt, and I'm going to get a Super Fang on him and get rid of half of his health straight off the bat as he goes for the Stone Edge, and smiles because he's on camera. I'll go into Torkoal here because it can hopefully take whatever he does. Not as well as I was hoping, as he goes for the Earthquake. I should have gone into Regirock instead. Would have been the much better option. I'm going to set up my rocks as he's going to take me down to the Earthquake. I'll go into Regirock now and start setting up some curses if I can. Yeah, that was a bad play I just made. And his Earthquake's not doing too terribly much. I don't want to risk taking too many though, so I'm just going to Earthquake back right now and take down his Camerupt, and we'll see what he goes into here. Vullaby would be my guess, or Meganium. Probably Meganium. But if he does, I know that he can KO me, and I will send in Zubat, or Golbat. Zubat! Hee hee hee! I might be on YouTube. And so yeah, he does go into Meganium, and I'm going to go ahead into Golbat, and he goes for the Petal Dance. I'm going to roost up since I know that he's locked into that. And he calms down. I'm going to taunt him here, but he switches out into Musharna, and I'm going to re-roost as we see what he does. He goes for this Psychic, which does a heavy amount, and I'm going to take this opportunity to go into Gardevoir. He goes for the Psychic, again, not wanting to over-predict. I don't have my Absol this time to switch into to take the Ghost type. So I'm just going to go ahead and Signal Beam once, and Shadow Ball, and this time I should be fine. Knock on wood. Should be fine to KO, but he goes into Ursaring instead. Focus Blast, I'm not sure if I outspeed. I do, and I also don't know if that crit mattered. I don't really know what sort of bulk Ursaring has. I'm going to go for a T-Bolt here. Vullaby takes that like a champ and Brave Birds me out. I'll go into Regirock as I can go for a Stone Edge as he roosts. I get the crit, which did matter, I know from experience last battle. And I'm going to go ahead sending Golbat and go down to the stones. I kind of forgot that I didn't get rid of those. Into Regirock, and he is going to win with a Petal Dance here. Good game. And so that was a good 1-2 battle with Thing here. I made that misplay sending in Golbat instead of Regirock. Yeah, I will. So, ended up being a good 1-2 battle series there, and a good couple. So yeah, extra long narration 4 battles, I think it was. I don't know how to count, to make up for the fact that I've been like 2 weeks without uploading battles. So yeah, this is pretty much my apology for that, and hopefully I'll be back up to regular uploads. I can't promise, 'cause school and things, but I'm not too worried about school. I don't know. Anyway, focus. I'm rambling again. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Keep coming back. I'll keep putting up more, even if it's, once every, month or whatever, like this just was. And, I will see you guys later. Au revoir.